Good evening. I'm Sydney Owen reporting to you live from Channel 7 News. Lions, tigers, Japanese beetles, oh my. Recently, there have been an influx of Japanese beetles taking over Southeast Campus. Emily Bergman is on the scene.
Good evening. I'm Emily Bergman, reporting on scene with Channel 7 News about the random outbreak of Asian beetles. Excuse me, miss, can I ask you a few questions?
Yeah, sure.
Have you noticed any Asian beetles around campus lately?
Yeah, I noticed them in the dorms on the windows.
Do they ever come inside of your dorm room?
Not mine, but a lot of people on my floor had problems with them crawling all over the floor in their beds. Yeah, not good.
Thank you. There you have it. Asian beetles are, in fact, affecting students' lives here at Southeast Missouri State.
Speaking of Southeast, statistics are showing that the average student grade is dropping. With more on that, let's bring it back to Emily Bergman, who's on the scene at SEMO.
Hi, I'm Emily Bergman, reporting again at Southeast Missouri State with college freshman Katie Bunselmeyer. Katie, what are you majoring in?
Chemistry.
And how's your course load for chemistry?
It's pretty average for a college freshman with maybe 1 or 2 hard classes.
Are you receiving any financial aid?
Yes, I have the Region's scholarship. It covers the cost of tuition.
Do you have a GPA requirement for that scholarship?
Yes, it's 3.5.
Okay, that's a pretty hard GPA to keep. How are your grades right now?
They're okay. After midterms, they kind of started going down.
Is this thing on?
Doctor, they're coming. Hurry up.
I'm Dr. Entomology, and this is my assistant, Paula McCartney. The previous news reports that you just saw may seem like they're unrelated, but we think we found a correlation between the two. We've devoted the past 40 years of our life to try and find why students' grades are suddenly plummeting around the time of midterms. We've studied such factors such as psychological effect, the environment around them, and the classes which they're taking. But nothing seems to stick out more except the swarming of the Japanese beetles.
One thing that stuck out to us the most was the fact that these Japanese beetles returned every year around midterms. We've traveled all over the world comparing and contrasting these beetles, and one thing we know for sure is that SEMO's beetles are unlike any other.
After studying bugs around the world and studying the Southeast Japanese beetles, Paula and I found that the SEMO's bugs are actually mutated. We have discovered that the SEMO's bugs have the ability to secrete a gas that causes lack of motivation and memory loss among the student body. Looking back though, this infestation is not a new occurrence. This act has actually been happening for many, many years. But how did these bugs get here? And who brought them here? After studying the higher ranks of Southeast faculty and the biology department, we think we have found the culprits.
We've seen things we shouldn't see. We've broken into places we weren't allowed. But it was all to find evidence on who put the bugs here and why they put them here in the first place.
We have photographic evidence of the confidential files in transport from the president of the university to the head of the biology department. We knew immediately we had to get our hands on these confidential files. So we did. And you will not believe what we found.
Within these files, we have found evidence proving the president created these bugs with the intention of ruining students' careers.
Like previously mentioned, the bugs secrete a gas that causes the students to have memory loss and lack of motivation. Strange enough, these bugs come around midterms. Well, when they have the lack of motivation and the memory loss, they do bad on their midterms. If they do bad on their midterms, their grades lower in the class. When their grades lower in the class, they're no longer able to meet the requirements of scholarships. Therefore, the university doesn't have to pay them again. This was their motive, to save money. As previously mentioned, these beetles have been around for a very long time. To verify our beliefs, we've interviewed an alum of Southeast Missouri State University to get her point of view of what these bugs used to do when she was here.
We did see bugs come in around midterm time, and there would be this flood of these little beetle-like bugs, and they would be everywhere. Outside, in the air, in the trees, in dorms, everywhere. We never could decide what was going on or figure it out. We just were perplexed by it.
What were your grades like in school?
They were good, and they would be better at the beginning of the semester, but it seemed like when I would hit that midterm time, it would start to go down. I was there on scholarship when I first came to school, and unfortunately I lost that scholarship after freshman year due to grades mainly.
Obviously, these bugs had the same purpose back then as they do now, to ruin college kids' careers.
But what about honor students? Aren't they supposed to be able to regurgitate information off a study guide on a test verbatim?
That's what you would think.
We've experimented with college students from SEMO and other universities around the country to see if their grades plummet just as much as our honor students do.
Our studies show that SEMO honor students had a higher failure percentage rate than honor students from other universities. This could further verify that our Japanese beetles are actually out to hurt our students' college careers.
All of our compiled evidence points to the belief that the Japanese beetles do in fact have a negative influence on students' grades and motivation.
We want to continue our research, but it's come that our time is limited. They're onto our trail, so we must cover up our tracks. We have to go into hiding.
DPS, open up!
If someone finds this video, please show the world and trust no one.